Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. This lecture answers a very basic question. What is finance? It is meant for those who want to understand this field through basics. Now, if you ask random people, maybe from your neighborhood, that what finance is, you may get a variety of responses. Some might say finance is cash, it is money. Finance, it has something to do with banks. Finance is a loan, or it is something which is involved in stock markets. Well, let's not upset all those people because they all are correct. But to give some respect to finance, we need to define it a bit more formally. So let's have a few definitions of finance, which are very simple to grasp. Finance is the study of how individuals, institutions, governments, and businesses acquire, spend, and manage money and other financial assets. So, every activity done by these entities, which has some financial implication, that makes finance. Consider your pocket money. You're faced with questions like how much to spend, how much to save, when to save, and where to spend. If you do face these questions, well, congrats, you're involved in finance. Then there are some authors who try to relate finance with economics. Basically, on a deeper level, we call finance a branch of economics, which is the application of economic principles to decision making that involves allocation of money under conditions of uncertainty. So, just like our previous definition, this too involves decision making as well as the allocation of money. For instance, you own an ice cream business and people are dying for your products. So let's see how this definition fits in. Now, there is an increased demand of your product, which is an economic principle. You need more money to buy a new machinery to meet your customers' demand. And businesses always face uncertainties, so you run a fear that competition might affect you. So if you're able to deal with all these points simultaneously, you have done finance. Pretty simple, isn't it? Now, there are three major fields which comprise the field of finance. These are financial management or corporate finance, the capital markets, and investments. In financial management, we talk about decision making within a firm, the assets acquisition decision, that means which assets to take or obtain and which to dispose of. What are the sources of funds available, how to obtain them, and how to distribute them, and how to create value for our shareholders. In capital markets, we talk about the whole financial system. We talk about the surplus and deficit entities and the flow of funds from the surplus entities towards the deficit entities. We talk about the financial markets. What types of markets do we have in finance? We talk about the intermediaries, the entities whose job is to channel funds from the surplus entities towards the deficit entities, and the whole banking system, which affect the economy, the determination of interest rates, the supply and demand of interest rates. All these things are being studied within the field or category of capital markets. And investments is a field in which investors and firms they try to increase returns by investing money among financial assets, keeping in view the risks involved. So in this field, we talk about the rate of return, the types of risks, how to increase or enhance the required rate of return, what are the asset pricing models, how to diversify our risk, what is a portfolio, and how we can gain additional returns. Now, you might be tempted to ask, why should we study finance? And the reason is for these two things. We need to make informed decision making, be it for an individual, a government, or a firm. Unless we have the basic knowledge of the concepts and tools of finance, we can't be termed as good financial managers. And we can't do proper decision making, let alone running a whole economy. And secondly, we need to save our resources, especially cash or money, so that we can cope up with the uncertainties. That's it for this session. If this lecture helped you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel Simply Finance. Till next time, goodbye. Allah Hafiz.